I am obviously Joe Hendry.
You are.
The name took a long time to come up with for the podcast, but we got there. I'm here from episode 1, long-standing podcast co-host Dave
I've been
Conrad.
here for every episode. I think I'm doing quite well.
I think you might be actually. Well, apart from the interview ones that we did at the start.
Oh,
and then I was just
right
like,
enough.
I can't be asked with this. I just can't be asked with this.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's why I've got like. That's why we do the How to Become a Pro Wrestler podcast, because you can kind of slot them in there. Whereas I just felt like so many podcasts have like guests for the sake of having guests, and it was just like I kind of think like the where I was at and where I'm at in life. I'm thinking I want to do fun stuff, and if people want to watch, cool.
Yeah.
I'd
agree with that.
That chair is loud.
Do your thing. If you build it, they will come.
Exactly. Build it, they will come is probably one of the worst approaches to marketing ever. But it's come back around.
I would agree, actually. It is a terrible approach, right?
But it's come back around. It's weird. It's all about patience and consistency.
With the internet and stuff, I would agree with that. Because it's like now it's just about, again, one of our, one of the guys we talk about a lot on here, Gary V, and he talks about that, where he's like, don't worry at the beginning. He's like, don't worry about likes and dislikes and views. He's like, if you just keep putting content out there. What was it he said? He's like, I was putting YouTube content out there for like 4 or 5 years.
Like it's crazy.
He's
before
like,
anyone.
Yeah, he's like, before I got any recognition.
It's true. Yeah, it's a fair point. It's a fair point. But luckily for us,
we're doing quite well.
Exactly.
We have a.
Does that mean we're going to be bigger than Gary V?
Yes. Yeah, you heard it here first.
Yes, it does.
We're going to be huge, massive superstars.
We are indeed.
Who wear sunglasses indoors.
And you know how we're going to start that process off?
Probably with this podcast.
With the advertisers. The legendary advertisers. I want to welcome a new advertiser to the podcast. Wrestling Travel. Wrestling Travel. These guys are so on the ball. Okay, I remember I met them at Wrestling Media Con, and basically what they do is they put together travel packages. So if you want to go to WrestleMania, like I've been to WrestleMania, I would recommend it. You go and see a wrestling show abroad. But You know what? There's the whole hassle of you want to go to the show, but
flights,
and
accommodation,
and all the guff. That's what it is, guff. Well, what if someone else could take care of that? I would like that.
Well, and all you got to worry about is WrestleMania.
Exactly. Well, Wrestling Travel have done exactly that. Because as they say, the dream of attending and being part of the biggest event in the wrestling calendar equates to being at WrestleMania in person, feeling the buzz and the electricity of the entire crowd. Wrestling Travel can make that dream a reality. They will go out and find the very best prices they can, because there's a lot of you coming together. They can get a better price than you can on all the stuff that you need and you want. They can get you there. They can get you the best tickets, the best accommodation. They can get you everything. They also throw parties with massive wrestling guests. They have their finger on the pulse. I visited the office. You know the drill, guys. We don't like advertising stuff that we don't approve of ourselves. But I will tell you now, Wrestling Travel is a great company, and I'd like to thank them very much for supporting the podcast and for supporting Free Agent as well. They are the sponsor Free Agent. You may have seen that. But basically, go check them out, wrestlingtravel.org. Check out their Mania packages for Tampa and the Royal Rumble packages for Houston. Also, have a wee look into the awesome parties on the trips that they do as well, with special guests from around the world. We'll give you more info as we go, but Wrestling Travel are well worth checking out if you want to go and see stuff abroad. They've done stuff for New Japan, for WXW. They are on the ball. It's for fans, made by fans.
It's a genius idea. A genius idea. It's a brilliant idea. I mean, how many people are traveling for wrestling to go to wrestling shows from different countries? Like, wrestling is so worldwide that, like, it's insane to me that that only one great company's doing this. Like, such a great idea.
Other people do stuff, but Wrestling Travel is the
They're
one.
like they are the top guys.
That's the one that you want to go to.
They are the Coca-Cola of traveling.
Wrestlingtravel.org. Go check them out.
Amazing.
And check out all their wrestling travel package solutions. And also, folks, they're investing their time and money by supporting a podcast like this, so know they're on the ball. Even just follow them on Twitter. If you're not sure you're going to use their product, just follow them on Twitter. Help build their social media. Show it advertisers that it helps to advertise on this show. So go check them out. That'd be awesome. Next up, what I want to talk about is Dave. Give me one topic that we talk about in this podcast.
Oh man, Joe, I don't know, man. We talk about a lot, but I'd say one of the biggest ones is Probably wrestling.
Wrestling. Okay, I'll take that. And what? Any others? Is that it? Any others?
I mean, every now and then we talk about gaming.
We talk about. Well, it's funny you mention that because we've got a sponsor called Grapple Arcade. They mix the two, bro. They mix the two. Okay?
2 in 1.
Grapple Arcade. Go follow them. Twitter.com/Grapple Arcade. Also, check out their YouTube, which is, by the way, youtube.com/
I'm going to guess Grapple Arcades.
Grapple Arcade. Dude, keeping that branding consistent,
Bro, that
son.
consistency across the social medias is always good.
That's what you need. Anyway, they've got loads of amazing free-to-enter competitions with loads of wrestling prizes at the Twitter, which again is at Grapple Arcade. They've also recently launched their YouTube channel, youtube.com/Grapple Arcade, which includes a show called excuse me. Hey, hands off the merchandise, in which they unbox and review new and retro merchandise along with wrestlers, interviews with wrestlers from around the world. As I've said, I'm going to do an interview for them as well because again, the sponsors support us, we support the sponsors. You know, that's how we roll, man. But Grapple Arcade, go check them out. I see people getting involved in their competitions all the time. Great way to get some awesome stuff. But also check out the YouTube channel as well. If you're into all the Hasbros, all the action figures, we got some action figures over there to decorate the office. So, you know, we may be impartial to looking at the odd episode of Hands Off the Merchandise.
Hands off the old merch. I'm a big fan of retro merch. I like the old school retro merch.
Sounds good to me. But they do new merch as well, just in case, you know. Covers all bases.
Covering all bases.
Indeed. Grapple Arcade. Next up, our last sponsor, long-standing, is Beer 52. How would you like to try a free case of craft beer? Well, as a listener to our show, we'd like to thank you for listening with the help of our friends at Beer 52. So just go to beer52.com/Hendry to claim your free case. Beer 52 is the world's most popular monthly craft beer discovery club, searching out incredible and exclusive small batch craft beers from the world's greatest breweries and bringing them back for their members. There's a whole new world of craft beer out there, and this is your chance to get on board with discovering it. You'll also be able to read all about the beers and learn about how they are made in the 100-page Ferment magazine included in the box. And as a listener to our show, you can try your first case for free. And when I say free, all you got to pay for is the postage and packaging, okay? That's £2.95. I'm just looking at Ginger Pimpernel. I will come back to the comment that he's left. Usually, you know what? Let's come back to that. I'm not going to interrupt the advertiser, but I do want to go back to that. So 8 incredible craft beers, Ferment magazine, and a snack delivered with free next day shipping.
And a snack?
And a snack, bro. And a snack. And they're epic snacks. There's no minimum commitment. You can just take the free case, try the beers, and see what you think. And if it's not for you, you can pause or cancel anytime because Beer 52 has a 5-star rating on Trustpilot. So it's easy to see where the members love the service. Beer52.com/Hendry. Go check it out.
Nice.
And last but not least, thank you for bearing with us, folks. But to keep the lights on in the studio, we've got to give some love to the sponsors. But most importantly, we've got to give love to the Patreon supporters, man. That is, we are blown away constantly by the support we get on Patreon. Thank you so much. That's why we've been able to add loads of new episodes, loads of new content, new entrances. We're dropping a new show next week. What's show. That? But Joe, Dave, you already do 2 podcasts and Free Agent. How can you put another show? Because of the Patreon supporters.
The support.
That's why we have invested in a new show. But as you know, join us on Patreon, patreon.com/Joe Hendry, and you can join from $1. Every dollar helps, people. But if you're a tier 3 patron or above, you get a shout out on the podcast. So here's go. Thanks to James Malley, Ian Downey, Heat 312, Ian Callan-Lees, Tony Madden, Gordon Brown, Adam Secord, Kirsty Bailey, Gunnar, Barbara Good, Adam Wilson, Jennifer Polton, Daniel Betancourt, and 191 David McCarthy, Kieran Prophet Holmes, Fiona Edge, Clayton Davis, Brian Smith, James Pointer, George Schofield, Laura Bearden, Mark Well Led with Mal Callan, Jamie Flood, and Joe's mom.
And Joe's mom.
Because we love the family, but if you want to get the content, you got to pay the toll. That's the deal. That's the deal. My mum says, can I get the podcast early? Yeah, Mum, there's the Patreon link.
You know the link out.
You ken what it is. You ken what it is. Anyway, so that's the ads done. God, we're stacking up on ads these days.
Dude, we're doing. This is the thing. It's like the more of that we're doing, though, the more support, the more we can do. As Joe was saying, we're dropping a brand new show next week. Brand new show.
What? Also, I do want to go to what Ginger Pimpernel said. About,
go for it.
With the number of syllables, Grapple Arcade, it fits perfectly into the Noah's Arcade bit. Like, on Wayne's World. I want to get that up right now. Who here has seen Wayne's World? Let us know.
Let us know in the chat about Wayne's World.
Actually, that should be the ad for Grapple Arcade from now on. It's cool, it's hip, it's Grapple Arcade. I think that's it.
Combusta move where the games are played. It's chill, it's fresh, it's Noah's Arcade.
That's it. We're doing that from now on. Right. I want to hear that one more time.
Yeah, I got a new one where I rap. Combusta move where the games are played. It's chill, it's fresh, it's Noah's Arcade.
Right. So Combusta move where the Combusta
move where the games are played. It's cool, it's hip, it's Noah's.
Was it? No, it's fresh. It's cool.
It's fresh. So it's cool. It's
Combusta move where right. Okay. Combusta move where the games are played. It's cool. It's fresh. It's Noah's Arcade. You've got to do that. The arms.
Oh, I got to do the arms.
Yeah, you got to do the arm for it. For the audio listeners, this one makes sense. We'll try one more time. Oh, but we got to say we got to say Grapple Arcade.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Combusta move where the games are played. It's cool, it's fresh, it's Grapple Arcade. There we go. That should just be the ad from now on.
That should just be it.
That should be the ad from now on.
Boom. Says everything needs to be said.
Yeah. We need to let's up our game with the advertising. We got to have some more.
We've got unique advertisement as we go forward.
You got to do it.
Especially as the advertisements are growing.
Podcasting on a Saturday, it feels weird. It feels wrong.
It's interesting. It's interesting. I don't mind it. It's
You know, I got a show tomorrow, right? In I think it's like North Wales somewhere. Me and Lewis are going. That's the one you were going to come to as well.
See, I was going to.
You're booked.
But it's like
for Reckless Intent.
I haven't been doing a whole lot due to injury, and the one time I come back, I'm making my return. It's like back on the 21st. For Reckless Intent tomorrow, and then it's like and then Joe comes to me and goes, "Hey, there's another company down south that are interested," and I'm like, I'm already booked that day, bro. And it's like nothing since November, and then boom, two on the same day.
There you go. That's
typical
that demand, bro.
It's like buses, isn't it?
It is, but I get scared because whenever I have a show, I get the fear that the show's actually today. I get that all the time, so it's like I know the show's tomorrow. I've checked it. It says Easter Sunday on it.
Dude, I shat myself last week because I saw something that made me think like,
yeah, dude, it happens to me all the time. That's like one of the key sources of my anxiety. Like I'm there and someone actually typed out the Combusta move, but thank you. Thank you for typing that. We'll see that for next time. But like I say, the show's tomorrow, but I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the clock and I'm thinking, see if the show was today. There's no way I could get down there. Even if I left right now, there's no way I could get to North Wales and wrestle in that time. I'd just have to go, sorry, and that's never happened before.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, I've come real close to missing a few important flights in my life.
Really?
I remember, dude, I am not joking, man. Like, I remember I was doing extra work for WWE, and it was in, like, I think it was, like, I can't remember where it was. It was like Bognor Regis, I think it was, which is like where the camps are. So it's like one of the most southern places in the UK, and I had to drive from Glasgow. And I'm thinking, if I leave, and I can't remember how long I left, but it was like ages. And somehow I still, because I had to meet people, and then we had to meet someone else. And then when you start doing it in groups like that, someone's 5 minutes late, someone's 10 minutes late, and then it spirals.
We drove down to Dudley, didn't we? Was that from Edinburgh? Was that Glasgow?
I got there on time, and that's Glasgow to Bognor Regis. Someone Google that for us. How
long would that take? How long was the drive?
I remember I did that in my Nissan Micra, aka
the Cerebral Assassin.
Yep,
indeed. The legend itself.
It is. Yep, it is.
I wonder where that car is now.
I know it is. I know it's in the pound. Because basically, I remember I got someone to come and take it away. for scrap metal. So someone came and took it, right? And then I got a letter through the door saying it's just been like dumped on the road and I'm liable for it. And I was like, son, here's the paperwork. Dad's got paperwork. And then it was no longer my issue to deal with.
No, my problem, bro.
I'm not doing it. 463 miles.
Bro.
Brutal.
That's not as far as I thought, though. I thought it'd be like
I know
least...
what you mean. Yeah, like London's not actually as far as you think. But I think, to be honest with you, driving becomes hellacious after 3 hours. After the 3 hour mark, like I can do 3 hours pretty much no problem. But even 3.5 hours, it's like, ooh. But you know what, man? Like it's weird. I actually, there's sometimes like you'll be in a car with certain people. Like I was in a car last week. With some banterous people, so it kind of
it rolls fast.
But see if you're not, man, it's like panels falling off the wall. As I say, one of my panels is missing. I think the dogs ran off with it, but I don't know where it is. I'm like, these are huge compared to him. Where could he have hit it?
He's like, he'll never know.
I know.
It's funny you say that because I remember when we went down for the British Open in October last year.
Remember we completely mistimed that. We ended up getting there at like 2 a.m. or something.
Dude, that's like a 5. That's like a 5 and a bit hour journey.
Something like that.
To get down there. And I remember it didn't take that long because it was just banter city all the way down. Like we were in the car with some good folk, and it was just like when you get when you get a good car, like that's a big you got your analytics, right? You get like, right, where are we stopping? What are we sorting out? But one of the most important things is who have you got in the car?
That's the most important thing.
I'd say it is the most important
That's the most important thing because that's who you're going to spend the most time with. It's like that's why now, like I think, like I enjoy wrestling so much more because I've got a little bit more control about, like, say, the content I'm doing. Yeah. So if you think about it, like, if you imagine this, like, the folks who are listening to this, if you're at work, you spend most of your time there. You don't get to choose who's there.
It's a great point.
It's like, what the hell, man? But the thing is, like, see, when you're traveling on wrestling shows, you're literally there's 4 of you or 5 of you within a, 1 or 2 meter radius.
Smaller than that, dude.
Man. It's intense. A meter radius, a meter radius.
It's insane. Like, and you think you're going to be on the road in a concealed space for about sometimes 4 or 5 hours. Like, oh God, it's brutal if it's just not, good quality banter. Indeed. But if it's good quality banter, dude, I'm pretty sure that's where like a lot of the inspiration for. Like this, like even doing stuff like this came from, because I mean, remember that some of the car journeys were just brilliant. Like it was just some of the stuff we'd talk about.
I think that's Sophie, but let me just check I'm not being robbed.
Yeah, he's been broken into, guys. Nope, it's okay. It's totally fine. But as Joe was saying there, as we're saying, you're back quicker than expected.
We're not being robbed. So.
That's fine. We're totally fine. Nice. But one of the things I want to talk about is driving at the moment, right? This in this temperature.
You didn't get in any more arguments, did you?
Nah. I'm actually doing quite well.
You're doing better.
I'm doing quite good.
You said that last time. I remember you said I'm better. I'm doing better. And you still had an altercation that week.
Nah, I'm doing all right now. I'm kind of like taking the high road on a lot of it.
That should be your new wrestling gimmick, road rage.
Just when like Hulk Hogan hulked up, it's just I get ring rage or something.
Ring rage. Maybe call it something else, bro. Oh no, man. He's got the ring rage. He's caught ring rage again.
He's raging.
No, it's like
the ring rage.
Mate, I caught ring rage twice when I was younger.
It's like, so, Mr. Conrad, we're gonna have to sit you down for this one. I'm afraid it's not an easy one to talk about. I'm going to keep my gloves on for this one, actually. It's highly contagious.
You've got ringiness, raginess.
Ringiness.
Doctor, speak English to me. You've got ring rage.
Ringius ragius. Doc, what are you talking about, mate?
It's rage of
the ring. Rage of the ring.
Rage of the ring,
or commonly referred to on Urban Dictionary as ring rage.
Ring rage. It's more common than one would think. It's actually very treatable. But
yeah, like, so for folk that don't know, Scotland, we are notoriously cold up in Scotland all the time.
Though.
But today, I woke up this morning and I'm looking at, I like to look at the temperature and I'm like, right, how am I going to plan my day? Because you can attest to this. And anybody else that's kind of... Because
Didn't you tell me what I can
we're larger gentlemen. We're larger gentlemen.
Call me fat, bro.
We're not huge, but we're larger than average.
I'm no jacked, bro.
What you trying to say, like?
What you saying, mate?
Mate, you got something you want to say?
Well, 1 minute I'm no large, 1 minute I am, so what's going on?
1 minute I'm large, the next minute I'm no massive. So which is it, mate? Am I jacked or am I just a fat bastard?
Well, actually, if you just take a seat, that's actually one of the key symptoms that we use to identify. Indecision is one of the main key identifiers of ring rage.
It's one of the most common symptoms, one of the first to show up.
Stage 7 ring rage.
Today we're at the Edinburgh Marathon raising money for ring rage.
Mate, I've been all my family's had ring rage. I've had
It's like, no, don't worry. This is a safe space. Hi, all right. Hello, my name's Errol, and I've got stage 6 ring rage. I've been raging for about 4 months. I can't go a day without some sort of rage.
I've just been ripping my t-shirts off all day. Anyway, Jesus Christ. But you come here for the tangents, people. That's what you come here for.
But yeah, and I looked at the weather, right? And again, like I said, as like it's uncomfortable sometimes when the heat comes on. When
Dude,
it starts to get warm.
I stepped out the house to walk the dog today, and it just, just sometimes you feel a song. I felt like a soundtrack was about to start. I felt like it was about to go California love.
It just slaps you in the face. Like, you ever been like, in winter when it's really cold outside and you go into a shop and for about a second or two as you walk in you get smacked with the heat where it's just like it's like that, but when you go outside now up here, right? I'll tell you what, I'm not joking you. The amount of people I've seen going about in like bathing suits and stuff today. Honestly, it's 19 degrees in Edinburgh today, right? So we're in Coatbridge. I don't know what the temperature is here. It's probably it's normally a bit warmer out the west because it's a bit more, what's the word?
Don't know.
It's a little bit more built up, and stuff like that. But in Edinburgh, it's quite open. So it's 19 degrees, and I swear to God, it's like the people that do it first are like the builders. Aye. The builders and the workers are like, they're like, right, mate, I've got stage 4 ring rage. I've been working all day and I'm roasted. Taps like fat guys, like guys in their 50s and that. They just like taps off, and it's just like, oh, okay. But yeah, so I'm driving today and it's tough, man. It's tough driving because I need to change the little filter on my car.
Yeah.
The little filter, because I'm getting blasted with air, but it's not great. I want to listen to music at the same time, but the thing's too loud, and I can't open the window because then it's just blowing. It's like blowing in my ear and gonna give me like deafness. It's like the most first world problem of all time. Like,
dude, isn't it amazing though when you go from not having a car to having a car?
Bro,
it just changes the game, doesn't it?
I'll tell you what, as much as that was a bit like...
It's literally like in GTA, imagine having to walk everywhere as opposed to drive to...
Or catch a bus.
Yeah.
Imagine I catch a bus, and imagine missing the bus in GTA.
Imagine doing crazy taxis by just walking around.
Right, I'm getting the RPG on this bastard, mate. He's thrown away without me.
We were talking about Grand Theft Auto yesterday, and that to me, Grand Theft Auto, like the most recent ones, feel a bit soulless to me compared to the originals.
I don't know what it is, man. It's weird. It's so funny because I looked at and I look back on it. Maybe it's just because we're getting older, but like I don't know what it is. I remember just even in like San Andreas, I remember just being absolutely just always having stupid shit to do. Being like, this is just awesome. I've got loads of things I can do and mess around. But there was like,
I think it just got like, see Grand Theft Auto 4. I just think Grand Theft Auto 4 became, let's put stuff in for the sake of it. Like, did we really need to go and what was all the stuff that was like, let's go play golf, or let's go play snooker or bowling, or it was just like
they had a couple
like,
which was fine,
dates and all that, and it's like I have to say the world in Grand Theft Auto 4 was awesome, but the missions are a bit like, whereas like Grand Theft Auto 5 it feels the other way around, whereas like San Andreas, like if you actually look back, the graphics on San Andreas are disgusting.
Oh, they're bad, yeah.
They're disgusting.
Well, you think about it,
I
it's
remember the first time I saw it. Do you remember the first time you turned the game on and you're like, what is this?
Well, dude, what year did it come out? Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was what, 2003? 2004?
Dude, I remember.
Dude, Here Comes the Pain came out in 2003.
I remember,
and that looked beast.
I remember being 17 And I walked
When
in.
I was 17, I played Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I got ring rage when the bus drove away. Robin called me to play some golf. I told him to piss off.
So I remember walking into John Lewis because I was like, they'll sell me. They'll sell it to me. I remember I've always had to like dupe people into selling me Grand Theft Auto. Like I remember
Really?
my uncle was like dating this. He's like dating this new woman who like she didn't really know any of us or anything like that. And
Yeah.
I remember like I was like 13 at the time, and we were up at the shops and she's looked after us. I was like, "Oh, it's my dad says I have to get that Grand Theft Auto 3, eh?" And she's like, I think I might have been even younger than that. She's like, "Are you sure it says here 18?" I was like, "Nah, he says it's fine. Like, you'll be
recommended it.
You'll be You said my dad doesn't account what's best for me.
What are you trying to say, like?
Wait, you said he can't parent me.
You said he's got the ring rage, like.
You said that. Did he say that about my dad? So I managed to manipulate that situation to get Grand Theft Auto 3. I'm trying to think, how did I get Vice? I actually think I had Vice City as a chipped game, but it was the one that broke my PS2, so I paid for that.
Oh, really?
I paid for it, man. I paid for it. Remember when you could get games chipped?
Dude, I remember it was funny.
Imagine if you could get Switch games for like a $5. It'd be a game changer.
We used to
Not
get.
that I would ever suggest.
We would never do
do
that.
that.
But back in the day with the PS1, I remember it was like, it's always somebody in school, right? So it was like, somebody in school would be like, mate, I can get PS1 games for like £3 a game. And I was like,
£3?
bro. So this is how it used to go. We would go, a buddy of mine knew somebody that would chip the PS1, give them your PS1, they chip it, and you're like, what's different? Then they gave me a list, and it was like all these sheets of paper, just all these games,
catalogs,
right?
Yeah.
Bro, the games on this ranged from like SmackDown 2 and all the way down to like Men in Black.
Mate, I remember my stepdad used to go abroad all the time.
Yeah.
Used to go to abroad, did I say? Used to go abroad all the time. But he would come back with like a stack of games because he'd go to like Malaysia and it's just like, 50p a game or whatever,
Good
right?
Lord, man.
Like, I remember I used to come back with official WWE VCDs. Because my dad had like this little TV in the kitchen that played VCDs.
Yeah.
Because it was like a dead technology, you could get all the WWE pay-per-views for like £1 each, and they were officially licensed. So it was
brilliant.
like, because they were just like, it was like a dead technology, and I was like, I'm just watching Unforgiven in the kitchen. Did you start? But so my stepdad would always come back with these games. I remember being a kid and just being grateful for like a new game, not caring if it was an absolute heap of crap.
Dude, some of the games I look back on,
Dude,
I'm like,
I remember playing Minority Report, the game, and being like, "This is alright."
mate,
It is not alright.
Eminem racing.
Dude.
Eminem's racing. Like
Eminem's racing.
Eminem's kart racing, dude. Honestly. Other ones like Army Men Team Assault and stuff like that, where it's just like, I remember I played Matt Hoffman's BMX, dude. Like,
Dude.
I had no idea about, because I remember everyone played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, right? And it was just like Matt Hoffman's BMX, and I'm like, mate, BMX biking's the tips. And I was just like, actually, it's not actually that great.
I've just got a Minority Report up on
Was
the
this
screen
PS1?
here. No, it was PS2.
Did you have a chipped PS2?
I had a chipped PS2, man.
Oh, bro, I only had a chipped PS1. That's that guy.
I'm trying to think what was. Oh, do you remember Sean Palmer's Pro Snowboarder?
No.
Dude, that was amazing.
I remember Cool
man.
Borders.
Cool Borders. I think I played that like once or twice.
Cool Borders.
Cool. I'm telling you, man. You got to check out Sean Palmer's Pro Snowboarder.
Some of the stuff, man, was insane. But I used to. So that was it. We'd get the list, and then my dad would phone up on a Sunday, right? So my dad would go and do like.
Can I just say, Ginger Pimpernel's on fire today. He says, looking forward to whichever wrestler gets the Joe Hendry Catatonia ring rage entrance. You know the road rage?
Yeah. That's the Simpsons ring rage, mate.
We do have a question, by the way, for
Oh yeah,
for
go
the
for it. I seen
podcast.
something pop up actually yesterday.
Let me just check. Okay, so Hi, Joe, Dave, and Jake. I just listened to the Joe Hendry Show titled Toy Story 5, and your conversation developed into the censorship laws on social media. I was wondering if any of you have read Ben Elton's book Identity Crisis, because it's all about that. I haven't read it yet, but if you haven't, I strongly recommend it. I haven't read all of it yet.
Oh.
Okay. Well, that's just more of a recommendation. Well, thank you.
Interesting.
Thank you.
I appreciate the recommendation.
I do.
I appreciate the recommendation.
I don't read a whole lot of books, but...
No, I've read a couple of books. Like I mainly like I like books.
I'm lazy.
Yeah,
I like videos, bro.
I'm kind of like I have a very short attention span. I like things that kind of keep my attention and so for example, like I'm quite we talk about like conspiracy and stuff like that.
I love talking about conspiracy.
Conspiracy theories.
Chat, what's your favorite conspiracy?
Conspiracy theory.
My phone's going ham.
Your favorite one or the one you believe in the most? The one you believe in most.
See, we actually like. I'm just gonna say this right now. I've said this before, right? But I'm telling you, there's certain conspiracies that I believe to be true that I will never mention. Because, like, let's be honest. If I get to a certain level of, I'm not saying I'm there yet, but if I get to a certain level of fame and I start giving it yap about the wrong thing, then I'm going to go bye-bye.
Get a wee visit from the men.
Yeah, the men are going to come round, and then I'm going to disappear.
It's funny, man. I'm in a very interesting state right now because obviously as soon as I get back to pro wrestling, I'm going to just blow up and become a superstar, obviously, guys. But right now, I'm in a safe space. My safe space.
Hey, bro, not free agent's going to pick
where
up
I
steam,
can where I can
It's
talk
gonna pick up
about
steam.
pretty much whatever I want, but in like a few years' time, I'll be like multi-time heavyweight champ. It'll be like, Dave, you're basically the top guy in like the world. It'll be like, what were you saying about that conspiracy theory like 5 years ago? I'll be like, nothing. Be like,
Nothing.
Dave,
Hey,
come see our guys.
Dave, what are you saying about that conspiracy theory, man? Nothing, Bill.
Nothing, man. Just. In my safe space.
My safe space.
Bulletproof windows.
Bulletproof windows. Troll safe doors.
One of the things is you get different videos, right? So there's
Bubblefish says the podcast is not safe. We know NASA's watching.
Oh yeah,
dude,
shit, NASA.
that. Look, we've been over this.
That
a million
was
times
weird.
before. In all likelihood, it was an overzealous fan, but it gives me the heebie-jeebies, man.
Do you know what it is? It's just it's honestly it's a top level troll. It's somebody that's like, mate,
And I take my hat off to them.
dude, they almost deserve praise for that. It's like, you know what, mate? You didn't just come on and go, huh, you look like a dafty. They actually were like, no.
Okay, so someone says, I don't believe it because it's a load of bollocks, but the whole thing about there being a race of lizard people. Yeah, I find that's one of the harder to believe ones.
That's one of the tougher ones.
That's tough. However, if there has ever been a justification for it, it's Theresa May dancing.
I would agree.
Have you seen Theresa May dancing?
Yeah.
Now, she should never have done that. The whole lizard conspiracy's been put to bed, and then she comes out like pure.
It is. It's extremely awkward.
The wall is just not lasting today.
Like I'm not that coordinated when it comes to dancing, but my God.
This is no joke.
For the audio listeners, you're not seeing this, but I swear to God, it looks like Joe's doing the Thriller dance.
It's like her arms are like she's like Rayman. It's like her limbs are not attached to her body. It's like they're independent, but at the same time, she's like a non-posable action figure. You know what I mean?
It's like one of those old Hasbro ones that's like you can move the shoulder, but you can't move the elbow. So it's just like this.
She's like a puppet with no posable limbs, but there's only like 4 strings left, and it's kind of all tangled up. So it's like you try.
It's like Weekend. It's literally like Weekend at Bernie's, where they're just like with a wave. They're just like lift the thing. And she's like.
do you remember that time where it was like, what's the worst thing that you've done? And she's like, running through a field of wheat. Like, I don't want anyone who can sit there and say the worst. If the worst thing that she's ever done is running through a field of wheat, then you can't be the boss. You can't.
You gotta be able to.
You don't have enough life experience.
You gotta take those chances. You gotta be. Yeah, you gotta be willing.
Try to tell me. She didn't even say trespassing. She just said ran through a field of wheat.
Yeah, it's like.
That's the worst thing you've ever done.
Good. Would it all just be mental if I ran through this field of wheat? Nah, nobody's really that bothered to do. No, what if I did that?
No, well, actually, because of the way that she moves her arms around, she ends up like she's like destroyed agriculture for like an entire city. She's like ruined an entire ecosystem with her mad puppet walk.
It's so... I don't know why. I don't know why she done it. It's just so weird. It's like as if someone was trying to like badly impersonate Ric Flair as she's coming up to the mic.
Like, do you know what irritates me? But not irritates me, spooks me out about it is her lack of emotion while she does it. It's like she's got a blank face on. It's like
it's just so weird, man.
it's so weird.
Weirded me out. But when it comes to conspiracies, like there's like a million videos out there, right? And some of them are like an hour long, 45 minutes long. But like, and I like the ones that are quick cut that have got like music and stuff. Like, call me like short attention span or whatever. I like the ones that are like quick cut. Like, so a lot of them are pretty good with that. But there's one guy that's pretty decent. Is you ever heard of a guy Richard D. Hall?
No.
But his
if he
videos
does
are
conspiracies, then I'm probably going to go into it.
they're like long. They're kind of long, and they're a bit sort of like they don't really have quick cuts. They're quite
Now that you mention that, right? Now that you mention that, Shane Dawson. All right, look, bit of a guilty pleasure for me, right? I enjoy watching Shane Dawson's conspiracy videos, or I did. Because he used to do these amazing documentaries, amazing. And then it was like, wait a second, YouTube is done by watch time now? So he just basically takes the conspiracy video, puts in like 2 dramatized parts for every one conspiracy part and drags it across an hour.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, it's not good. But like, dude, one you got to check out is Top Fives. That's my favorite, man.
Top
Just
Fives?
the channel's called Top Fives, right? And he's literally just like his voice is. I don't know why he's not charismatic, but well, he is, but in a weird way. It's just like totally like it's not in your face. It's like sometimes this can happen. So sit back, relax, and listen to what's about to unfold.
He
And it's
sounds
just
like the Headspace
You're just
guy.
like, yes.
You ever listen? You ever?
I'm chilled. I'm relaxed.
I'm ready for this.
Give me those lizard people.
It's, it's like, I've got my scrat. I'm strapped in. Let's go.
It is funny though. Like it's you can go down a rabbit hole on these things though.
Aye, like
Oh, I'll tell you when you got to check out. There's one, folks, if you're listening, there's one called Alternate History Hub, which is basically like it goes through history and
been
makes
telling me this
subtle
one, yeah.
changes and goes, what would have happened if Germany won the World War? What would have happened if World War One never started? What would have happened if, and it goes down these alternate timelines. But I actually even did one for like the Fallout universe, like how it would work if it actually happened in real life and stuff.
that's
pretty
cool.
But there's one, I think it's like oversimplified history, and it's amazing.
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
But folks, like, to be honest, you don't need to look up anything. To be honest, see if you're not up on conspiracy theories, right? You don't even. The wall is just destroyed now. The wall is just.
It's
I'm
just
just gonna
coming.
let it
Mate,
be,
it's
man.
the men.
Let it be. That's what it is. It's the men.
It's the men.
Theresa May's sending our lizard waves.
She's like,
yeah.
and the walls falling down. It's like, we'll do damage.
You know, like, knowing me, I'll get into politics in like 10 years and it'll be like, and I quote, Theresa May has sent her lizard waves. Did you say that? And I'll be like, well, nah, I can explain.
That is one of the issues if you look at, like, there's a lot of people you see in politics and just in the world in general that you're like, they're hilarious to have around, but didn't want them running anything. You know what I mean?
Like who?
I'm trying to think.
You try to say I couldn't be a politician, mate?
What are you trying to do? Look, what are you trying to do? I like politicians that, like, one of my favorite politicians of all time has got to be Jesse Ventura. He just
Indeed,
dude, dude. I remember the one where he's on. Maybe he was on Piers Morgan or something. He was on Piers Morgan.
He just slaps him
and he
about.
just slaps him about, and he literally was like, and Piers Morgan's like, are you gonna run for president? And he goes, if they'll let me into the debates. He was like, I'm telling you now. He's like, if they let me in the debates, I'll smoke them both.
I think he would as well.
Dude, he would. He was like, they never let a third party in the debates. It's always the two main parties, and it's because they don't want to have unknown people in the debates. He's like, let me in the debates, and I'll smoke them both. And I was like,
I genuinely think he would.
I was like, mate, that man in the debates.
Jesse Ventura is literally one of my heroes, man.
Dude, he tells it like it is, man. He tells it like it is, and that you have to appreciate that. You have to appreciate that.
Do you know what I like as well? How like there was the whole American sniper thing. Do you know anything about that?
Dude, I know a lot about it.
So basically, let's not get into details on that. But basically, there was a weird situation where the American sniper guy died, but before he died, he basically slandered Jesse Ventura's
in his book,
name.
Yeah,
he slandered his name, and Jesse Ventura's like, "Well, no, it's a lie." And people really criticized Jesse Ventura for going out and disputing that, but it's like, well, because somebody died, he's then got to sit back and just accept that his legacy started.
What happened?
Like, no, hell no.
What happened was, so in the book, the guy claimed
He just claimed
he claimed he went up to him at a
just battered
reunion
Jesse Ventura.
and punched him in the face. because he claimed that Jesse Ventura was saying bad things about the Marines or about the forces, and he was like, "That's not." So Jesse Ventura,
I don't believe that.
So Jesse Ventura comes out and goes, "Why would I do that?" He's like, I go to the reunions every year. He's like, "Why would I do that?"
Yeah, why would he be at the reunions?
Well, no, he didn't actually name. I don't think he named Ventura. He described the guy in the book, and then in an interview later, he claimed it was Ventura. Right. And then Ventura's like, "No, this is BS." So he calls him out on it, sues him obviously because he's as he should, right? But the guy then dies. What happens is the trial automatically goes to his significant other. And that was the problem. People thought that he had sued his wife, which was not true.
But he was doing it out of principle. People are saying, "Oh, but you're suing a widow and all that," and it's like, no. The whole trial was covered by insurance.
Yep, covered by insurance.
It wasn't going to affect her
She didn't
at
pay
all.
a single thing.
Yeah.
She didn't pay a single thing, and it happened, and he didn't sue her. He sued him while he was still alive.
Exactly.
You know? And he said himself...
Going to talk trash about the body Ventura, you got to pay the toll.
Bro, why would you talk trash about Jesse the Body Ventura?
I wish I could do an impression. Have you heard Will Sasso's impression?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Dude, he's got brilliant impressions, man. Unbelievable impressions.
I reckon I could do one, but I've never done one before. So I can hear it in my head, but I don't want to bust it out without
Always sounds good in your head, though, right? And then you bust it out and it's just like...
I know.
But, so like...
When I went down to Mexico. I could work on that.
There's work in there.
There's something there.
There's a foundation in there somewhere. There's a foundation in there somewhere, because you've actually got pretty good impressions, to be fair.
I do, which we won't mention.
No, we won't mention.
I've got
as long as you're not doing Theresa May walk.
Yeah, I've got some impressions that would get me into trouble, and it's annoying because they are
really good.
They're legendary.
They are really good.
They're legendary, but I could never do them publicly.
Yeah,
I could never.
When you're retired, years and years to come, when you retire.
Yeah.
Like, the number of things that'll open up, which is funny, like, when you think about the industry we're in and the things that we get through, like, the number of things that'll open up. Like, I'm sitting on probably one of the greatest stories of all time.
Which one?
You know the one.
Like,
one of the greatest stories of all time that I can never tell.
Yeah.
Can never tell, because it's
something
just...
that...
When I'm retired and I'm hopefully...
Statute of limitations.
Hopefully a legend in the professional wrestling world. We'll see how I get on. Wish me luck, people. Wish me luck, people, because if you do wish me luck, like, this is investment now. Invest in me now, people, and in 40 years' time...
Your luck that you invest... The luck that you wish now will yield a 40% return.
Because you will get the greatest story in pro wrestling history. Possibly. Maybe I've built it up too much now.
You built up too much.
I fucked it. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's worth it. It's still a good story, you know? Still a great story. It's not quite Tim Hortons coffee, but it's still a solid...
This isn't actually... You can tell this isn't the Tim Hortons coffee. It's not the same.
No, yeah, you can tell the difference.
It's still decent.
Still good coffee, but yeah,
but
you can tell the difference.
Hortons, man.
You can tell the difference.
It's not T-Hose.
But like, there is like your impressions, a couple of the stories, like that's the funniest thing, man. Like, when you start to hear guys tell stories, like later on down the line, that's when it's like most enjoyable. When you hear those guys tell stories.
Yeah, when they just don't care anymore.
When they're just like, what does it matter, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
That's why the books are always interesting, man. Because
I got to read more wrestling books.
Pro wrestling books are always great, man. Like, I think I've waxed lyrical on
the only
here.
ones I've read all of. I think I've read all except Jericho's most recent one.
I read through one of Triple H's books. I've read through the Stone Cold Truth, which is actually, that goes into a lot more depth than the DVD.
Oh, Brock Lesnar's one that you gave me a lend of.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
And I've read through Lesnar's books. And
highly underrated.
Lesnar's book is honestly, because people look at Brock Lesnar and don't think like, he's Brock Lesnar, whatever. Nah, this book is the tits. Like, this is around the time as well that he left WWE and was he was in the middle of his MMA career, he was in the middle of his UFC career, so he's not really that worried about telling certain stories and talking about certain people. So he goes into great detail about certain things, puts over certain guys, tells truths about certain guys. Like, it's very, very interesting from his point of view, and he's not bitter in it. You know, you'd think he'd be very bitter.
Yeah, no, it just is what it is.
It's funny, man. When I read through it, I was kind of like, yeah, I can see that. Like, there's little things in it that he talks about, and you go, yeah, that's true. That it is like that, you know. And then there's other things where he talks about guys. Like, one of the best ones that he puts over The Rock. Like, he talks about The Rock, and when I think about it, I'm like, it just made sense to me. And I was just like, nobody. I mean, have you ever heard anyone ever say a bad word about The Rock?
It's true, yeah. It's
He's
rare.
He's one of the few guys in pro wrestling that I don't think anyone has a bad word to say about him. Like, as far as I'm aware.
But again, maybe it's because he's the king now, you know?
Could be. Can't
be talking that smack.
It's funny, man, when you think about it. He did. You wouldn't think that he'd be like. He's got to be. Is he the top guy in Hollywood right now?
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
he'd be the most bankable asset of, well, who's going to draw more dollars than him?
Him and probably. I'm trying to think of maybe who's up there with him. Chris Pratt, maybe.
Yeah, I think more people would go and see The Rock.
You think?
I think so. I think The Rock's he's more of a PR machine. The Rock is.
Oh, in terms of PR, man, you're right.
The Rock is a living legend. He's literally a legend that is still alive. Like, it's a crazy thing when that happens.
He's got a really unique style. Like, I just saw the second trailer, I think, for that new movie he's got coming out, the Hobbs and Shaw one. And I'm not a big fan of the premise of it, but it actually looked funny. Like, the trailer was actually I was like, I'm not a big fan of the premise of it. It's a spin-off of Fast and Furious, yeah.
I actually, as we discussed earlier, I actually tweeted The Rock yesterday. That was my big attempt to try and get a retweet or a like from The Rock. I put in the work there.
It did well, man. It did well, but
it Wrestling No Context has just posted that. Come bust a move where the games are played. It's chill. It's fresh. It's Grapple Arcades. Love it. Love it.
No, that is beast, man. That it's funny. The Rock is, yeah, man. You look at everything. I mean, he's dominated everything he's touched.
He's the best of all time, but he hasn't retweeted Free Agent.
I know, man. So
that's the one thing he's got to do.
The spot is still open for someone to retweet. Like, if he retweets this first, then it's like, well, he's the greatest of all time. But if we like put something out there with like
that, to me would round off his career.
That's it, man. You don't get higher than that. He's
done everything there is to do.
You don't get higher than that, man.
You don't.
You know,
don't,
one minute you're main event Mania with Hulk Hogan in one of the biggest matches of all time. The next minute you're
but something's missing. You know what I mean?
Hollywood superstar. You're the highest grossing actor in Hollywood. Then you're retweeting Free Agent.
Exactly,
bro.
There's levels to this. You know, it's like, I mean, look, biggest star in pro wrestling of all time. Sure, main evented multiple WrestleManias, greatest of all time. Sure.
Absolutely.
Biggest draw in Hollywood, most successful entertainer of all time. Sure. Okay.
Massive Under Armour sponsorship, selling out. Selling out, by the way. Like, his apparel is dominating.
Likely a future president. Sure. Possibly the most successful human being ever to live.
Sure.
Sure. But
retweet
when you get featured in Free Agent,
bro,
that's like,
bro, dude, it's like The Simpsons back in the day. You were named if you weren't on The Simpsons.
Dude, you run through fields of wheat for attention like that.
Mate, I heard you run through fields of wheat till you get the ring rage, mate, for that.
Absolutely. Big TM ring rage, all right? And I don't mean the Pokemon move, TM ring rage. I'm talking Theresa May ring rage.
Dude, if...
TMRR, bro. Dude. That's Theresa May's new clothing brand.
That's it.
TMRR.
Right across there.
TMRR. She's bringing it out.
Yeah.
The Field of Wheat special. TMRR.
Mate, it's Wheat Mania all over again, man.
It is, man.
It's Wheat Mania with added ring rage.
Exactly.
Theresa May. Dude, you got Wheat Mania, you got Wheat Mania ring rage, then you got special limited edition Wheat Mania Theresa May ring rage.
You got ring rage is like the Raw of and Wheat Mania is the pay-per-view. And so Theresa May is just like smashing jobbers. Like
she's Monday. Basically Goldberg right now.
Yeah, she's just smashing jobbers in preparation for Wheat Mania.
That's what we're gonna do, man. We're gonna start our own promotion. We're gonna call it Ring Rage. The
comments, TM Ring Rage sounds like a fantastic old school jobber name.
Yeah, like the 1991.
But it works as a top talent as well.
Yeah.
I tell you what, can you imagine if Theresa May had just gone into pro wrestling instead of, she'd have been headlining Mania, bro. It would have been a fatal 4-way. It would have been Charlotte. It would have been
Ronda Rousey,
the Man, and Theresa May.
Yeah.
And you know how like there's the people's elbow, like takes off the elbow pad, throws it away. There's the worm. WORM. But I'll tell you what, nothing gets you ready like the Theresa May walk.
That
Get
Theresa
ready
May.
when she does, the Ric Flair strut. What
It's
that's what it is. That is what it is.
It's
right?
there.
But the Theresa May. Right, see what happens, right? Is like, I don't know if you ever played, like, did you fully complete SmackDown 2?
Yeah.
Right, well, I don't know if you did, because if you fully 100% it, you actually unlock Theresa May. Right?
Oh, really? Then I must have only got 99. Is that the secret 101% ending?
It is when you complete 100%, 101%. And what happens is when you unlock Theresa May, right, she's got a taunt that when you just taunt, and you're invincible when you taunt, like the taunt can't be stopped. Of course, right? So you just start doing the Theresa May strut around the place, right? And it just gives you all 5 finishers.
In one go?
All 5 finishers, right?
That's
there.
insane, man.
Yeah,
That's
all
insane.
5 finishers right there, man.
Dude, that's insane. I heard if you walk into it when she's doing it, it does like maximum damage.
It kills you. It does.
Like,
your whole body goes red.
Like,
the whole body goes red.
It's like when you jump off
the cell.
Yeah, it's like falling off the cell.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I heard.
It's called the Brexit bomb. It's called the Brexit Buster.
Brexit deal, mate.
The Brexit Buster. And what happens is, if you wrestle Theresa May, if she hits the Brexit Buster, what happens is when you're done with the match and you've recovered from your injuries, you've awoken from the coma, all your finances are destroyed. Everything's in dismay. You can't go anywhere but your own street anymore.
And that group that you really enjoyed being a part of and that you wanted to stay in, you're now ousted out of it against your will.
Yeah, Ginger Pimpernel says if you try to interrupt the taunt, it actually deletes the character you're playing as from the game permanently. It does, and from real life. So what it does is if Theresa May is doing that taunt and you interrupt her, it actually creates a splinter in time. It creates an alternate
time paradox.
It does. It creates a time paradox. Metal Gear Solid.
Basically, like
style,
you just killed an
which is
ocelot. Yeah.
Theresa, May. Oh man.
Oh, if someone out there, remember, I don't know if they do it anymore. I haven't played the recent games, but I remember they used to have like a create a taunt in the WWE games. If someone out there can create the Theresa May walk in like WWE 2K19.
I need to see this right now. I need to see the Theresa May walk right now.
We need to see the walk again, because she doesn't even start doing it. She starts it as she's halfway across, as if she's on the way, but as if she's gonna be like, no, I can't just walk out here. She's like, if I just walk out, like that's just shite. Like I need to do something.
Theresa May strut. Here we go.
It's actually
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh, if someone put music on it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna so we don't get copyrighted. Here we go.
Man, look at that crowd, man. It's a sellout crowd.
So they're all upstanding.
Look, she's like,
here we go.
Oh
no.
God.
Oh no.
And she like started to do it, and then she gave up. She's like, no, it's stupid. And then she's like, no, I'm doing it. She's like, no, I can't do it. And then she decides, no, I have to be me. And she's just like, it's like this weird strut where like, you know how when you strut, you normally like it crosses over. She's going the other way where she's like,
dude,
it's like she's trying to do like,
it hurts my brain to watch it.
It's like she's doing the Macarena, but she's got rigor mortis sitting in her arms, where it's just like,
I'm trying to find this other one.
Oh my god, man. I mean, forget the Ric Flair strut, man.
I know, the TM strut.
Like, it's the TM strut all the way, man.
TM strut, man.
Oh god. But something funny that just came up that I want to talk about, that
Go for it.
we can talk briefly about, was Goombas having arms.
Goombas having arms.
What the hell is that all about?
I don't know if that's true. The toy had the arms behind the back.
What the hell man. What are they doing, man? All along they're just getting jobbed out.
Scratching their ass. That's what they're doing.
Are you sitting there? Bowser's just in the castle being like, you Goombas are out there scratching your asses.
So they're just,
and Mario's literally jumping on your head.
They're like, mate, I'll bury you with my arms behind my back. Go on then, take a shot.
Good then. What are you going to do? Like, you didn't care how to punch Mario. Boom. Jumps on their head and he's like, well, didn't you see that coming? That's why Mario has the punching mechanic in Mario 64. Because they were like, nah, the Goombas are too big to jump on, and I need to punch them in the gob.
Makes sense.
But that is weird. There was other ones that were really weird as well. Like, have you ever seen the ones from like like the really weird toys where it's like genuine art. It's like what expectation, reality, and it's just these weird like off-brand toys that just look a bit like, oh, that's just not right.
I've just found. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I've just found Theresa May. Someone's made Theresa May in WWE 2K.
No way.
And I just want to see how good it is. It doesn't look that good from
Are
here.
you serious?
She looks more like Anne Widdecombe.
Oh my god.
But here we go.
Is they got the walk?
So they've
If
given.
she's not coming
so
out
this might be Jeremy Corbyn first. They've given Jeremy Corbyn Brock Lesnar's music.
Oh, here he comes.
That looks quite like him, but he's too jacked. It looks literally like a cross between Jeremy Corbyn and Kevin Nash.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it looks like 2003 Kevin Nash. No, like 2005 Kevin Nash, where he like.
I wonder how many views this has got. Here we are busting our asses doing podcasts.
Meanwhile, all we need to do is make Jeremy Corbyn.
That is terrible.
Oh.
That is terrible. That doesn't look like her at all.
Oh.
They have given her Goldberg's entrance, so that's funny.
Dude, that's literally what we were just saying. She's
Yeah.
literally the Goldberg of. She's coming in, she's just papping people, and it's all over.
She is.
Oh man, but that's it, man. That's it. She's peaked. She's peaked. She's been on the Joe Hendry Show. She has the strut.
That's it, man. She has run the country as well.
I mean, she's
I
use
use
you
that
know, I
term
mean,
loosely.
you run the country. You do
again,
thing.
sure,
You're on the podcast though.
sure.
You know, like I said, it's like The Simpsons back in the day. You were nobody until you've been on The Simpsons, and now it's like it's a bit like everyone's on The Simpsons now.
I know.
You know, what's kind of that new thing now? It's here. It's free
It is,
agent.
It is, man.
It's the
It is
podcast.
free agent.
You know, years ago it was like, mate, if you showed up on The Simpsons, it was like, you're the tits man. Nowadays,
I wonder what it would take to actually get The Rock on free agent. Like that would just make no business sense.
probably about 4.5 million.
Yeah. Probably. I thought we had a good estimate. I thought that was a good estimate.
I thought we were pretty close, man.
I think that's how much it would cost to get him in a YouTube series.
Rock, or excuse me, Dwayne, Mr. Johnson, if you're out there, just let us know your price, man. Send us a message.
We think it's 4.5 million.
If it's more,
which you can see, given by the state of the wall, is something that we can clearly afford.
obviously we can drum that money up, no problem, through particular business ventures. I've watched Gary Vee. I know what I'm doing.
I'll tell you something though. This is, I don't know why, but for some reason, I have a feeling that as I sit here, looking like a state, in my ridiculous Mario t-shirt with my fallen to bits wall, I have a feeling that me and The Rock will cross paths at some point.
You think?
I think so. I don't know. I had the same feeling that I would wrestle Kurt Angle. I swear to God. In 2015, someone said, "Who's your favorite wrestler?" Who would? Well, obviously, The Rock is like the reason I got into the business. But they said, "What's your dream match?" So if I had like a dream program, that would be The Rock. You know, because it's like you do the promos, but one dream match, and the answer was Kurt Angle. And I remember I tweeted at the time.
Yeah.
Tweeted at the time and said, I will find a way to make this match happen. And I remember someone, a well-known member of the ICW roster.
I know who you're talking about.
Yep.
I still remember this.
Yep.
Dude, I remember this clearly.
Laughed, tweeted about how ridiculous it was,
Yep.
and said, I think it's going to take a little bit more than a tweet
Thought he
to
could
make that happen.
Thought he could rip the piss at your expense.
And it happened. It happened. Sometimes I do believe if you put things out there in the universe, they will happen.
Yeah, again, don't just build it and they will come.
Yeah.
Put it out there.
So again,
and they will come.
Fast and the Furious, free agent.
Bro.
That's all I'm saying. Dude, we got, like Jack the Jobber said, man, we got almost 2,000 viewers last week.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, we're on it.
We're
2,000
on it,
people. 2,000 people are listening to our words, watching what we are doing, our escapades, our journey to signage.
I mean, really, it's the only logical step.
I mean, you go Jack the Jobber, The Rock. I mean,
yeah, just one step like that.
yeah, it's just
one
like that.
step
Yeah,
from just one
it's
step.
basically. I mean, it's not like you don't learn to you don't learn to do a front flip in multiple steps.
No, you break
you
it
just,
down.
You just man. You just straight do it.
Yeah, you do it.
It's not like driving. You don't just. It's not like
you don't learn,
dude. It's
You
not
don't
like
learn.
you take calculus.
No, you don't. You get in the car, You be a man. You just drive.
It's not like you take
drive,
calculated 2-hour lessons twice weekly for multiple months at a time.
No. You don't do lessons. You just get in the car and you either can or you cannot.
Bro, you get a can of ring rage, you down it, you jump in the car, and before you know it, you're going down the M8 at 70 miles an hour, and you just did.
Look, people die all the time.
Bro.
If people die all the time. It's going to happen.
Dude, you jump off the mountain.
Is that going to stop you achieving your goals?
You learn to fly on the way down.
Exactly, man. You run over 10 people.
Dude, all you do is go to
What were they doing?
Dude.
What were they doing?
Go to the garage.
What were those 10 people... Dave, I'm asking you, what were those 10 people doing? What were those 10 people doing with their lives?
They weren't driving, I'll tell you that.
Taking up oxygen, bro.
Bro.
That's what they were doing.
Bro.
Dude, because they wouldn't have got ran over if they were in their car.
Bro, and even if you do that, you just go to the garage, spray your car a different color, and then you're sorted, man.
Exactly. That's what happened to us.
The cops don't know you. It's
Can you imagine if real life was actually like that? Like, you just come out, like, just driving about Coatbridge, running over people. You've killed, like, 10 people. There's, like, a whole line of cop cars behind you. And then someone just comes along and goes, like, first of all, you go to your house, and the police just wait politely outside. And they come back, and they're like, right, I can't be sure if it was him or no.
But he looks the same.
But yeah,
he's got the same hair.
But he went in his house though.
Nah, but mate, his car was purple 5 minutes ago.
No, I'm talking about if you go in the house now. So let's say you run over another 10 people, and then you go to the paint spray, right?
Oh, like years ago, the houses were different though. They were like, it would be a different loading screen. They couldn't come in your house.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, whereas now they can actually come in the house.
They can come in the house,
dude. What are they doing coming in my house?
Dude, back in my day, cops couldn't do that.
Mate,
cops had to wait outside, and if you changed your clothes, they didn't know what the hell was going on.
They were like, mate, I can't he's just gone in, but he was wearing a green t-shirt a minute ago.
Yeah, and now he's not.
Mate, he was Grove Street Families a minute ago, mate.
And now he's not.
Now he's no.
So if you go to the paint spray, and you know what? Let's even just spray it the exact same colour, but a new look.
Just a slightly different, metallic or gloss.
Yep. And then you come out, and the cops are like, what the hell is going on? Where is this person gone? We know he drove in there. We know no one's came out. There's not room for 2 cars, but he drove in there.
There's not a back exit.
And it looks like he's driving out again, but it's a different colour car, so it's not.
So it's not him.
It can't be him. But damn it, something's going on here.
Something is fugazi. Something is not right.
Something's going on, man.
I don't like
conspiracy.
it. Conspiracies, man. He's been watching the conspiracies. He knows what's up.
God, we talk some pish.
Bro.
We talk some
why we're here.
Pish. That's why we're here.
That's why we're here. We talk the pish so you don't have to.
Exactly.
And if you do talk pish, it'll never be as pish as what we're saying. So
never. Try.
Never. Yeah, try it out. Try. Pish talk us.
Dude, someone came up to me once.
Pish talk more.
Someone came up to me and said, I can talk more pish than you and Dave on the podcast. And I was like...
Sounds like he's been on the Sonic water, mate.
Mate. Classic case of ring rage.
Classic case of ring rage. If you're not getting things... If you're not being indecisive... And if you're not running through wheat fields, you're coming up and you're falsely you're delusionally thinking, you've got delusions of grandeur. You think that you are a bigger pish talker than the kings of pish talk.
Yeah.
You know?
There you go. That's t-shirt. The Kings of Pish Talk.
Kings of Pish Talk.
Would you wear a t-shirt with the word pish on it if it said Kings of Pish Talk?
Even if it had one of the letters like $sign over the S or something.
There you go.
There you go. Now we're thinking outside the box.
Now you're thinking pi dollar, huh?
Yep, pi dollar, huh? Kings of pi dollar, huh? Chat. There we go. That's what we're talking about.
Is there anyone left? Is there anyone watching this?
I know. I was gonna say we're on a deep tangent here.
We've lost them, bro.
We're on the deep tangents, but
we've lost them.
It's funny. I was thinking the other day, right? So
what are you thinking?
What
you buying?
What you buying? I was listening to something the other day, and they were talking about when you go to the cinema, right? And you go to see your movie, and you come out after the movie, and you're like,
and you want to run people over?
What if I just go into another movie?
Has anyone done that?
Have you ever done that?
I've never done that.
I've never done it either. I'm always like,
I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. I mean, even though the cinema robs me whenever I buy food, I'll tell you what, buying food and drink at the cinema, holy smokes,
dude, it's expensive as
yeah. Call your mortgage advisor. Remortgage the house.
Bro, call Theresa May about a deal
Yeah.
because you're going to need one.
Because you cannot come out the cinema without a deal.
Bro.
You just cannot. Parliament will vote against it. They will.
Yeah.
They will
I can't
vote
remember what it
against
was. I think it's something like there's a 900% markup on popcorn.
Do you know what?
Something like that.
If both of us went to the cinema, Brexit would be fine because it would boost the UK economy so much.
That's it, people.
Yeah. If
what we do.
If we got 2 large popcorns, that would solve the whole problem.
You think?
Yeah, the pound would skyrocket, man.
You know what they need? Do you know what?
2 large popcorns, please. Boom. Done.
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 That's it. 2 large popcorns and a Coke.
Nah, dude, that'll collapse the economy.
Dude, that'll just
That'll
collapse
the
my
economy.
bank balance, man.
Dude, that's like Warren Buffett will come in on his hands and knees and be like, please.
Do you sneak food in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have to, right?
Yeah.
You got to.
I don't even sneak it in, man.
You're
I'm
just like-
totally buzz it about
You're
it.
just like
I just walk in.
minstrels.
Exactly. Minstrels, mate. I didn't buy them for here, I tell you.
You just bring in a McDonald's. You're just like,
Mate, I've done it.
I bought it for here, mate.
I've done it.
Really?
I've done it, man. I've done it, and I will continue to do it.
Nice.
Tell you what, though, the nachos are decent, though.
See, I'm not much of a nachos guy. What do I like? I kind of like. There's always that awkward moment where, like, if you take a bottle of juice in and it's just like the movie, and you're just like,
Nah.
and you're like,
Don't feel bad about that.
or a can where it's just like,
How good is that sound? That.
dude, it's one of the most satisfying sounds ever.
Yeah.
Honestly, in my opinion, it's one of the most satisfying sounds ever. Especially if you're listening to a podcast.
It's what they give ring rage patients after operations.
I've heard they use it as advanced ring rage ASMR,
Yeah.
and that's what they do. It's just like
Yeah. Done.
just the fizziness of the juice, and it's just like other things like bottles of juice where it's just like
Do you remember that was a great joke when you were a kid? Was just to shake juice. It's like, way, you got juice all over you, you
Dude.
fatty.
Do you ever remember the? I don't know if you can still get them, like the bottles of the Lucozade Sport, and it was like this weird bottle. I don't know what it was. It looked like it had like a little. It's like you opened it up and it had you take it off, and it wasn't just a hole like for the juice to come out. It was like this little weird fucking thing on it that like stopped it. If you turned it upside down, the juice wouldn't fall out.
Dude,
You have
that
to-
sounds like some.
Dude,
That sounds like witchcraft. Bro.
it sounds like there's like
That
a
sounds
fanny
like-
on this juice. It was horrible, right? But no joke.
What?
So you're here, you're open,
Dude,
you tip it
you
up.
can't say that.
You tip it up, it doesn't come out. The juice does, but if you squeeze it, the juice will come out. So you used to, if you tipped it
Bro,
upside down,
what are you saying?
this is what it was.
Why are you saying it's like that?
Well, not anymore.
What if you turn it upside down?
Either way, you get it. So you'd go up, you'd turn it like this, right? And then the juice would like get stuck in the little thing. You'd go up to them and just go like, and it would just like scoot them in the face. It wouldn't be enough to like soak them, but it'd be enough until you could just be like, "Do you like my juice?" It's like, it's just like, oh Jesus, just like that, right in the face.
There you have it, folks.
That was it, people.
right in the face.
I feel like we found the line today.
Yeah, we found
the
the line.
line.
We found the line.
We found
There
the
you
line.
go. What a point to finish on. Our sponsors will be.
They'll
thrilled.
be
They're
loving
thrilled,
it, mate.
man. They're thrilled.
They'll be loving it,
Yeah,
obviously.
we're going to have to call the episode Ring Rage.
Oh, I think no, nah, we didn't talk about it that much.
Well, would you any other? I think we'll call it Ring Rage.
I think
What do you
Ring Rage is the most Theresa May's
makes
Ring
sense.
Rage.
I don't know if I can call it that.
I don't think we
to
can
be
put
honest.
Theresa May's name in there. Probably not.
Ring Rage.
Featuring Theresa May, starring Theresa May,
Ring Rage.
guest starring special guest referee Theresa May. Dude, can you imagine if they're like, right, that would be the peak of British wrestling. If it's like heavyweight championship on the line, special guest enforcer Theresa May. I'm telling you now, somebody out there in British wrestling, book it.
Book it.
Book it right now. Book it. Joe Hendry versus Dave Conrad, Pish Talking Heavyweight Championship. Ring
Special
Rage
guest.
Heavyweight Championship. Special guest.
Enforcer.
Not referee, enforcer,
Enforcer.
because it's a more badass word.
Yes.
Like Tyson back in the day. He wasn't a referee.
No.
He was the outside the ring enforcer.
Enforcer.
And that's it. Theresa May, the enforcer.
There you go. Folks, let's call it there. Dave, socials.
Social media. I'll promote social media. It's Dave Conrad UK across all the boards. I will be at Reckless Intent Pro Wrestling tomorrow in Edinburgh. If you're in the Edinburgh area or the
Of
Glasgow
course,
area.
by the time you hear this podcast, it will have
Oh, yeah, shit.
been and gone.
God.
So Hopefully you enjoyed yourself.
Well, for those that came along and watched my return to pro wrestling, thank you so much. For those that heard it here and wanted to come along, I appreciate the effort, but I can't. I mean, invent time travel, people, and then you can come.
Come on. What do you expect from the guy?
God's
Jesus
sake.
Christ. Anyway, I've been the prestigious one, Joe Hendry. You know the drill. Instagram, Twitter, at Joe Hendry. But the main deal, go watch Free Agent, people.
Yes.
Go watch Free Agent. Go check that out and support us on Patreon to keep the pish talking going.
Your support is honestly the most important thing. It's the best thing that allows us to do more content.
Exactly. Keep the pish talking going.
Yes.
What was it we said? Was it King of Pish Talk? Or
Kings of Pish Talk.
Kings of Pish Talk.
Kings of Pish Talk. You've got Kings of Catch. We're Kings of Pish Talk.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it. Book it. Kings of Catch versus Kings of Pish Talk.
Middleweight Intercontinental UK champions.
Interim UK champions.
Okay, so the pish talk, so it'll be the okay, so the interim intercontinental middleweight
Junior middleweight.
okay. So the interim, help us with this, people. Help us with this. So the interim middleweight. Okay, so hang on.
Interim junior middleweight.
No, so the interim intercontinental junior middleweight British pish talk champions.
Yes, that's what we are, people.
That's what we are.
The most prestigious
Go
championships.
look it up on Cage Match.
Most prestigious, dude. If somebody puts that on like your Cage Match bio, I'll honestly pop like mad. Don't do that.
Do it.
I dare you. I bloody dare you.
I'm gonna have a think about that. Let's get some belts made up,
dude. We'll get some belt. It'll be hard though, because that belt back there looks pretty nice.
It does look nice.
That's a nice looking
Fight
belt.
Forever.
Hopefully, if it is to be believed, my road to gold will award me some championship gold this year. I will fight for championship gold. I will hopefully have something to join that very prestigious looking championship on the wall there.
There we go. All right, folks. Thanks so much for checking it out. I've been the prestigious one. This has been Dave Conrad, and we shall see you next time.
Bye.